Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. So today we'll be working on this drawing. I know I haven't been live for the past month. I've been traveling, but now I'm back so I can be live at least twice a week. Maybe I will change my schedule. So today we'll be working on this drawing, and if we have some more time and we finish it, we can also do some animation since I just got clips to the paint, but I also have some other projects I should be working on. So I want to start today by working on his fist, on this one right here. Since you can tell, it's not very detailed, so I want to fix it. I did make a custom brush to help me in this drawing. If any viewers want this custom brush, you can join my Discord and I'll release it there. I think I might turn on my original reference to help me with this, which is this one. It's already better, giving some definition to the knuckles. I mean, the perspective in the reference is a bit different. I changed the pose quite a lot to achieve something that I like more. I think the best way to defy it is through shadows. This finger seems a bit too long. So if anybody has just joined the stream, right now I'm working on my tiefling OC. And if you want some learning, just ask in chat, and we'll tell you everything. It's already a big improvement. Maybe if I add some highlights like I did on this other hand. Not as strong, obviously, since they're further from the light source, and that hand is not one of the main important parts of the drawing. But if you have any questions on my rendering style, how I draw, or anything else, just ask away in chat. I'll gladly answer. I think I'll try to define the lighting a bit more. Then I will also have to work on this section, because right now it's just lines. Which surprisingly do kind of still work. But yeah, if anybody wants the brush I'm using, can just ask me, and I'll give you my Discord server link, where I also post all my drawings. There's a nice little community, and you can get notifications from when I'm live. And there I'll post my Discord brush. And I think that's already pretty good progress. And I have an idea on what I should work on next. I'm going to make a layer on top of my coloring layer. And I'll use that layer to, I wouldn't say add line art, but add some defining lines. Because right now, if I turn off the sketch, it loses some of its structure, his face doesn't have any key features anymore. So I will add it. I might do some other stuff earlier. Now I'll just start working on that. I'm gonna pick a dark reddish purplish color. Darker. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to pick a nice brush. This one maybe. Interesting, but not what I'm going for. I could use this brush, but I want something with a bit more texture, but also not something like the inking brushes. Maybe this one? Yeah, I think this one could work. And a bit less dark. Okay, perfect. I found my brush. So I'm going to start with the eyelashes, which I think that are the element that are lacking the most. Maybe for the eyelashes, we want to use something a bit more purplish, a bit more bluish. I think I might go darker. Yeah, I think that's better. I also go right now and fix the highlights of the nose, because quite obviously they're not going on the nose. Yeah, that already makes it look better. Feel it look even better if I added some more highlights on the bottom of the nose there. And then kind of blended them in. So if anybody has any questions, just type them in chat. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Okay. The line is coming out nicely. The horn. It's rendering here again. Adding some more line art. I will also add some motion blur at the end. For now, this is enough. I'll also have to do all the background and stuff. Adding a bit of texturing. I think I'm gonna add some more eye bags in the coloring layer later. Hopefully I'll remember. Made the line a bit too big, but I can fix it. So just checking it, I'm not missing any lines. So if anybody has any questions, again, just type them in chat. Now the collarbone is very important. Can't stress this enough. There's also that muscle there, the sternocleidomastoid. Another very important, if not the most important muscle of the neck. Yeah, so if anybody is just joined the live, both on Twitch and YouTube, if you have any questions, just type them in chat. I think I'm going to pick a different brush now, sketching brush. This one's not a sketching brush, but it's really good. So if anybody has any questions, you can just type them in chat. So if anybody has any questions, you can just type them in chat. Making good progress today. And some texture. Adding a bit of texture and some like little cuts or scratches that I got during the fight. To me, it feels like this part here is too empty, doesn't have enough texture or elements. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna add some more stuff at the base of the arm. And the lighting stops there because I think the arm stops a bit too soon, so I'll fix that. Oh, so just a lighting layer that doesn't reach that part. Really happy with the progress I'm doing. It'll definitely finish it by the end of the stream, at least the character. The background, I'm not sure. Another bot. That's first ban of the month. Let's see. How do you ban someone? Yep. Let's ban him. I'd rather have no viewers than 1,000 fake viewers. So if anybody has any questions, you can just leave them in chat. Both on YouTube and Twitch, I'll answer them. Right now I'm working on my D&D character. He's called Misitus. I've made a comic about his origins, so if you want to see it, I can show you. It is still a work in progress, but it is almost done. Actually, I might start working on that today because I really have to finish it soon. Going to change the shape of the hand here. If anybody has any questions, you can just type them in chat. So let's start fixing up a bit this layer, these two kind of line art layers. Maybe I'll try some different layer modes, multiply or something. If anybody has any question, you can just leave them in chat. I have an idea. Yep, that's more anatomically correct. That is going to be extremely annoying. It is going to be a hell annoying. Okay, it wasn't that hard actually. And I still have to finish it, but it could have been worse. I'll fix some things. Maybe I should even have it even more upwards. I think it looks better. Which means a lot of work. I will take a short 5-minute break and 6 minutes. I take hourly breaks. If anybody has just joined the live, if you have any questions, just type them in chat. Yeah, I think this looks fine. Maybe fix the volume of the arm also would be good. Just looks a bit weird. Okay, I think that's better. Now I just have to go about fixing it. I have an idea. Yeah, like that. Oh, hello, rabbits. Hello, dear rabbits. That's such a cool feature how you can edit the shape of the arm like that. Yeah, it's really good. I really love the warp feature. It's like a way better liquefy. They are working on the same OC that is in the comics. Remember this one? I'm pretty sure I showed it to you. The kid. That is him. I'll get back to drawing. I will take a break and all grown up. Yes. I will take like a short break in 2 minutes. I also saw that you were live uh, this past few days. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to join the stream, and it's like a bit of a annoying time for me, time of day. But I like playing games. That seemed fun. I can't seem to draw. Oh yeah, I'm stupid. That's why I can't draw it there. I'm on the wrong layer. That's the that's most of the body, but the arm is another layer. Should probably work on the horns. It's the element I haven't done at all. That's okay. We live at very opposite times. Like right now, it's 1:54 a.m. Oh, damn! You didn't need to watch the stream. Please go to sleep. 2 a.m. In what continent do you live in? Australia? Not Australia isn't a continent, but in that part of the world. The US, West Coast. Okay. Yeah, very opposite times. I have a streamer that I follow. Uh, when he starts streaming, it's 8 a.m. for him, while it's like 5 p.m. for me. And somehow that time zone change works perfectly for me. So I got lucky with that one. But yeah. I haven't colored the hair. I should probably do that. Wait, that horn is tiny. Just realized that horn is messed up. Sometimes I do. It doesn't help that I'm not consistent with streaming. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I'm late. I'm also trying to get consistent with streaming. I mean, I have to start again now because I was traveling for like the past 3 weeks, so I hadn't streamed at all. Nice, that worked. Usually it somehow messes everything up when I do stuff like this, but it's still pretty okay. Recently, I've just started watching Frieren. I'm only at like episode 12, but the animation is so good. Also, I'm alright with sleeping now. I woke up randomly and just happened to see her alive. Uh, yeah, sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night. I'm still tired because yesterday I had to wake up at like 3 a.m. because I had to go to the airport. And then tonight I wanted to get a good night's sleep, like 8, 9 hours, because I was so tired. But a mosquito just kept me up until 12. So I'm still tired right now. Oh, I hear Fearing is good. I just finished season 1 of Dandadan. I also heard that Dandadan is good, and I haven't seen that. I've seen some snippets of the animation, and it looks very cool. I did one Dandadan drawing a while back. I can show it to you. Just tell me if you want to see it. It was an exercise. I copied one of the pages from the manga. Dandadan is very good. The OP is amazing. Yes, I'd love to see it. Okay, I'll show it to you then. For 1 second, you won't see anything. I don't want to accidentally show things I don't want to show. You never know. Just to be safe. Okay. Now you should be able to see everything again. This one here is just inking traditional. I don't remember if I used a normal brush pen. I don't remember what pen I used. I think out of the 3 exercises, this one is the one I liked the least, but I still had a lot of fun making it. Oh yeah, episode 1. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I have no idea what these guys mustaches are. I have no context for this scene, and that makes it very funny. Like, why there's like 3 people that are looking exactly the same with stupid looking mustache. But I can't say the word. Well, you know what I'm talking about. In the end of a dimly lit corridor in an abandoned building. Like, what's the context of this scene? For this exercise, I also did Spider-Man. It was a cover for one of the comics. I really did just mess up the background. I didn't feel like doing it. And then, I think, I'm not sure if that's a famous character. Uh, he's called Papyrinic. You know Donald Duck? There is also a superhero version of Donald Duck, and that's him. I had lots of fun making this. This one's my favorite. Okay, but let's get back to drawing. I don't want to spoil it, but they're very creepy. Cool. Interesting. I might start watching Dan. I have lots of stuff that I want to watch. I also want to watch a few 90s anime movies because they're really good and I love the style. Like recently, I did a style study on them, Ghost in the Shell. Like here it is. Just trying to understand the anatomy of their faces, how they drew them. And then I did one last drawing without any reference. trying to write a character. Had lots of fun. I also tried applying some of the rules for my own character. Oops, wrong button. No, wrong file. Oh, I forgot one thing. Yeah, I was there. I will have to take my break now. I'm not sure if you'll go back to sleep. Just to be warned, the teams in Alabama are very intensive and suggestive. Huh. Okay. Uh, oh yeah, you were there during the studies. Uh-huh. Well, I'll have to take my quick 5 minute BRB break. Maybe you'll have gone back to sleep when I come back. Maybe you'll still be awake. You'll be here. Okay, well then see you in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. So let's continue working on this drawing. So I was thinking of adding, I'm not sure what these things would be called. Wait, you can't see the iPad screen. 1 second. Should be working now. Yeah, okay, perfect. So I was thinking of adding these onto the tail too, like I did in one of his earlier designs. Let's see if we can find it. Here. Welcome back, thank you. I was thinking of adding, I think they would be called bandages. Not sure. But those on his tail too. You can also see the progression. First sketch, second sketch, base colors, lighting, rendering, and this. So I think I'll add them. Maybe on a different layer. So if I change my mind, I can just go back. Oh, what if you drew the bandages coming loose? That seems very complicated, but also pretty cool. I could try experimenting with that. I'll probably need to search a reference because I've never drawn bandages looking loose and I'm not sure exactly how they would look like. Would be something kind of like this maybe. Just like ends flowing to simulate the movement of the tail. That that seems very cool. That's a great suggestion. Thanks, rabbits. Do you want me to call you Devian or rabbits? Or all together? Rabbits is fine. Okay. I also got Clip Studio Paint yesterday. I mostly got it for animating, so I haven't done any illustrations or anything yet. And I spent like an hour, 2 hours just trying to understand the UI. Like, tell me this is not confusing. And I struggled to find animation, then I didn't know how to make the animation work. I was going crazy yesterday night trying to figure this out. I went to bed only thinking about Clip Studio Paint and how to make it work. That's a lot to try and comprehend for sure, yes, and the fact that it's on the iPad makes it harder. Once I tried doing some stuff on the computer, it was easier because the screen is bigger and it's more designed for the computer. Because there is simple mode for Clip Studio Paint, but you can't use that for animation. So I had to go in like the computer mode on the iPad. but I watched like a 30-minute tutorial. I didn't do anything because I was already going to bed when I was watching that. But hopefully when I try again, I should be able to do it. And I want to try and reanimate a scene from Frieren. Because it has lots of things that are like base features of the program. Like you can have something start here and then slide across the screen while also getting bigger. Like there are a few elements like that in that scene. So that would mean that I have to learn every feature of the animation program. That means it's going to be very hard. If I manage to do it, I'll be able to animate anything on Clip Studio Paint. Now that shape's weird. I should probably just let it flow. And wouldn't it be going in the other direction? Since if the tail's moving that way, it'll kind of go like that. And kind of like this. Yeah, something like this. And I'm on the wrong layer. That's an easy fix. Like that, maybe. If I move the tail more in frame, have it like this, get the tail to go. Yeah, just move the tail kind of like this. It's a bit hard, but I can do it. Do you want to hear the story about how the character in our D&D campaign died? Because we're like, I kind of briefly mentioned it in the Discord in the memes channel, like that he died bringing down 200 people with him. And that was a crazy session. Yes. Okay. So the party had spent the last month making a giant marine force, an army. They had like, I mean, giant. The island that they lived on is pretty small, so they could only get 500 people and about five, no, was it like seven warboats? But they managed to create that army. So then, after a month, they went out into the sea trying to reach this other island that was under control of the monsters and this group called the priests. No, the clerics, not priests, sorry. Uh, which was like this organ trafficking group, military group, that also was in contact with the person who killed the god of death and took his power. A person that is now controlling all of the dead people, like zombies, and yeah, kind of like that. So that's the premise. So they went into this war, into this sea battle, and they had this whole strategy, but then they were overwhelmed by the number of enemy modes. They managed to to destroy some, explode some, but we also established during the fight that if you rolled a nat 1 or something super low on your cannons, they would malfunction and maybe explode or not launch the cannonball very far away. And we also decided that if a cannonball hit a cannon of an enemy ship, it would explode if you rolled high enough, so exploding the enemy ship. So this was the premise of the battle. They started fighting. They were winning at the start, but then they started losing some ships, but they managed to destroy more of the enemy ships. But then at one point they noticed on one of their ships, one of the biggest enemy, on the biggest one of the enemies, that started doing some sort of magic. And when like the leader of the party, which was in a different, everybody was on their own boat, commanding their own soldiers. When the leader of the party went closer to the enemy boat, he discovered that they were about to make a giant ray, about 200 feet long, that would destroy any boat, anything in its path. And he discovered that it was already too late for him to escape. So he decided to try and explode the enemy ship. But he was extremely close to their ship. He was like, I don't know, 50, no, even less, like 20 feet from the enemy's ship. Like like these two boats were very close together. He decided to try and explode the enemy ship, and he knew that if he exploded it, his ship would, oh my, how many times have I said the word ship? His boat would also explode. So he knew that that was risky. He knew that he could lose lots of his soldiers. So when the player went to roll that, at first he grabbed one dice, but then he realized it was an unlucky dice. So to cleanse himself of the unluckiness, he went and just washed his hand from having touched the unlucky dice. Then he got some salt and like put it on his hands for good luck. Then he got the tallest dice tower. He rolled it, and it landed on a nat 1. It was the funniest shit ever. Then we spent like 10 minutes calculating the damage. He had like, I don't remember, 70 health. The damage was about 400. Yeah, that was the unluckiest nat 1 ever. And the worst part, he had an inspiration. He had used it earlier on a roll that was like, it was okay, but it wasn't that good. He had used it on that. And that was a crazy death. But at least when his ship gloriously exploded, the enemy ship exploded too. So, I mean, all of the enemies died, so that's kind of something. Funniest part is when I said like how I described how he died. I was like, he flew, he like flew 200 meters in the air. He was in the sky, his cadaver, and then he landed back on the enemy ship with his hammer, completely destroying it because he was such a tank. So he died in the explosion, but he got a cool explosion. The nat ones we've gotten have not been that catastrophic, thankfully. Yeah. I feel like halflings are OP in D&D because they've got like a luck thing where if they roll a nat 1, they can just re-roll. So halflings never get a nat 1. That to me is a crazy rule. But also, who wants to play a halfling? So okay, well, I'm getting distracted now. I haven't been drawing anything for like the past 2 minutes. Mm. I think this is a cool idea, but I'm not sure. It's like the bandage is coming loose. It's a cool idea, but I'm not sure how to draw it. Hmm. I'll leave them for now. I'll come back to them later. I wanna render some other stuff. Like the hair, still left it like that. Yeah, that's already enough for the hair. Still feel like I haven't finished the horn. Yeah, kind of like that. Still feels very thin. Like this horn to me feels like flimsy. You don't have to commit to the boundaries, it was just an idea. Yeah, but it's a cool idea. I want to figure out how to draw them, but I'll do that later. I'll finish the other stuff first. Check if anybody typed anything into the chat. Nope. Okay. So there are these little things here, but I have no idea on what layer they're on. Like these little dots. Color. I don't think it's an. Oh, it wasn't that layer. We're gone now. Good. I've also been working on a few. I've also been working on the first animation I did for this character, and I've also started an animation for his sister, Tissia. I can show it to you because right now I'm procrastinating, so I can at least procrastinate while showing you something I was doing. Procreate isn't that good for animating, but as long as I only have one character, a still frame background, I can do stuff. What should I work on now? I said I was gonna add some eye bags to him, so I can do that now. But the perspective is very cool too. Yeah, and I was also thinking of maybe in the final version, like having like a camera movement, like a camera change from like starts like this normal, and then at like about here it goes kind of like something like that. I'm not sure. I feel like it was very hard to make that one because I couldn't find any good references. I think I'm just bad at looking, but I feel like it shouldn't be that hard to find that shot in fencing because it feels like a cool camera angle. I feel like many people would have recorded something like that. I feel like I should add some more blood on his face. It's really hard to differentiate blood from the character when the character is red. He's already blood color. That kind of showed up. There's blood on him. It's gonna make the blood darker than his skin. Yeah, make it a darker red. That's what I've been doing. Drawing red characters isn't too easy. Like, you can't really add blush. It's kind of hard to do things that are easier with like human, with like normal skin colors. And also, I can probably add highlights to blood. No, that doesn't really look like blood. That looks like he got scraped really bad, which I don't want that on the chin. Yeah, it looks like he got hurt. Then I got out some like blood flowing. Oh yeah, I forgot to put my drawing cloth back on. Maybe you could have a blush be a dark red, maybe purplish. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, but it took me like a while to figure it out. And also, if I get a brush that is shaped like blood, that would help because I'm using a sketch brush right now, and that looks like scratches, not blood. So let me try and find a nice brush that could work for that. No, I mean I could just use a round brush. The round brush is always good. Can't go wrong with that. Huh? How did I make it? How did I turn off desaturation? That's a bit too dark. Too dark. Too light. Just a bit of trial and error to find the right color. I also feel like the chest area here is quite empty. Like it lacks some, this part here lacks detail or anything. Kind of throws me off. So I've got some blood spatches there. That is quite red, but I can use that as the base and slowly build kind of more bloodish color on top. Brush really doesn't work for that. But is it not blood flowing from him? I noticed that there were lines going down from his eyes, and it looks like it continues down where his abs are. Should also be on the chest too. I mean, I've tried putting. They're like tattoos. They're like the tattoos that the cult have. Can see like even his sister had them too. Like they're a key element of the family. But I think when they try to put them on the abs, it just looked a bit weird. Like it looks like I forgot the name, but um, you know, you have those pants that are like belts that go up to your shoulder to hold them up. To me, that's what it looks like when I have the tattoo going on the chest too. Overalls, yeah. I thought it looked a bit like overalls. Maybe I can add some more tattoos, like some different shaped tattoos, but I still haven't decided on anything yet. Like maybe something like that. It's also an idea. Now I'm just going to add the blood. I created a new brush just to help me with this drawing. Like the first brush I've ever created. And I think it works really well. It has like this shape right here. Well, that's a razor. Let's see. It has this shape right here. And it works really well. Has a nice texture. All of the edges that I've blended here, it's all been this brush. I think I'm going to put it on the Discord later today. I just duplicate this and add some more blood spatches around the body. Oh yeah, that's a good texture template. Yeah, at first I made it too smooth, and I just realized I had to make it extremely like to have like lots of texture because you couldn't notice it otherwise. Fix the silhouette a bit because it seems like some of the elements are going onto the side. Yeah, it looks better there. So let's add some more blood. Something a bit satisfying about just mindlessly drawing blood. Wrong layer. Oh, this is the right layer. No, that's the wrong layer again. My brain's not here today. Keep drawing on the wrong layers. Maybe that can still work on the other side of the chest. Maybe just add something quick and rough. It's a nice thing about digital. I don't have to redraw everything. I'll just change it up a bit. That's completely different blood thingy. It's so hot here in Italy. And it's like super humid too. It's unbearable. It's humid here too, even at night. Yeah, it's the worst. Oh yeah, can see how much just a little bit of blood added to this drawing. So now I should probably be working on this stuff down here. It's supposed to be clothes, but it sure doesn't look like it. I'm not sure what the idea for this clothes is. Like some kind of pants or something, and then there's like this piece of cloth just wrapped around them, kind of like this. I mean, it's not an important detail. Even if I just leave it sketchy, really sketchy, it'll be fine. I wonder what this weird shape is. It comes from one of the sketch layers. Okay, so I will take another break in 8 minutes when it's 5 to 12, which is like 5 to 3 for you now, something like that. I'm not sure if the blood spatter on his chin convinces me. I think I'll just make it a bit less evident. Yes, already. I think that's a bit better. Okay, so now what should I do? Just work on the clothes some more, I guess. Because I haven't really done anything. Yeah, I think that's what I'll work on. So I can probably also shade something like this. Nope, needs to be darker. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. Yeah, I think that's kind of good enough for the clothes. I don't care too much about them. Going to add some more like little details and stuff. Yeah, like this. I'm going to set this to like multiply or something and lighten it. Overlay. Let's see how much time I spent on this drawing. I started it I think 3 or 4 days ago. I'm already at 8.5 hours. 15,000 brush strokes. Seems about right. Feels like I've been going really fast, but I think it's just because I spent a long time working on it. Long time in a short, lots of hours in a short amount of time. this point I've literally got no idea what to do. I could start working on the background, but maybe I should also start working on my comic, because I have to finish it in 3 days, and I also have to finish a commission. So it's best if I do it now. So I think I'll leave this drawing for now. Actually, I'll just wait 1 minute, start my break. Then after the break, I'll work on the other thing. And maybe if I get a bit too tired, we can play some games and relax for a few minutes, and then I can get back to drawing. So, oh, also need to charge my iPad. Okay. Hmm. In this drawing, I did add some motion blur, and I think it looks pretty cool. That's definitely something I will add. Oh wow, this is kind of the progress we made today. That's crazy. That's a lot of progress. Oh, hello, Elena. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the compliment on the drawing. He's my tiefling OC. He was born in a cult. He managed to escape. I have a little comic about him. I'm still work in progress and in Italian, so I'll just quickly show the pages. That's his sister. And that little kid, it's him when he was younger. Like, that's my PNG tuber? Yes, that's him. Yeah, I'm writing a story because he's gonna be my D&D character, and you can't have a D&D character without a good backstory. Oh, I think Prairie just crashed. That's never a good sign. Did it crash? It's just taking a long time to load. That's kind of scary. Why is it taking so long? No? Okay, that took a suspicious took like a long time to load. I mean, there aren't that many layers. Oh well. So right now I was thinking about starting to work on the background because it's quite sketchy for now. I'm gonna use my favorite brush, this brush right here, which every time you use it kind of has a different color. It's really helpful for getting like a bit of a texture on big elements quickly. Procreate being a little dark, yeah. I mean, I did get Clip Studio yesterday, but I didn't have the time to learn it. So I'm going to finish this drawing, then I'll start learning Clip Studio. So I'm going to try out a bit of details. I was thinking of it being some sort of a arena, like some underground fighting club. Mostly, I think I'm just going to make it of wood. since it's a fantasy world. I don't think they have concrete, and I'm not sure if stones, like giant stones, would match the vibe. Got some like blood spatters on the ground. I'm messing around, hoping I get a nice effect. I don't really have a plan here. So I think this for now is fine. I don't feel like working on this drawing anymore. I'm a bit tired, so I think I'll start working on the last few pages of the comic because I have to finish it by the next 3 days. So the more I do now, the better. On this page, I have to finish this drawing of her. So first, I'm going to start with adding line art to the sword. So, and there's a very important sword to Starry because this sword has a crystal inside that is like held up by magic, and with this crystal, you can like use it to summon this entity, which isn't always on your side. It has its own free will, but it became the main character's patron because he's a warlock. So he becomes his patron, but he isn't very good at magic, so his main stat is still strength, even though he's a warlock. What is the progress? Oh, I was working on the wrong file. Okay, this is the right file. Now this will be a super easy uh, pattern to add this sort every time. That's already good enough, even though the proportion of the sword is wrong, but I hope nobody will notice. That's not very pretty, but I have to meet a deadline, so I don't care. But this is just straight up wrong. It doesn't look like that. Yeah, I think that's fine for line art. Then I can just start coloring. And I'll keep it pretty much the same as in as here. But I have no idea which brush I used when I did that the first time, so maybe the round brush. It's close enough. I'm just going to blend it in a little. Something like this. I'm going to add the other colors from the sword. And then I can start rendering this last drawing of Tissia, the sister of my tiefling D&D character. I made a full illustration about her. I had lots of fun making that, but I didn't really like the end result too much. And I also tried animating that, but it was a catastrophic fail. Oh, I got that wrong. It goes the other direction. Yeah, I've just gotta redraw that. I can't start that in the right way. So if anybody has any questions about the character or story, you can just type them in chat. Sorry if I'm not talking much today, I'm just a bit tired from traveling. So I'll color the panel now, the grip and the panel. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible to save some time. Yeah, that's already good enough. I'm gonna create a clipping mask. It's a very quick way to change the colors into it being a night. No, I don't remember which mode I used. I'll check which color mode I used. Highlight, hard light. To darken her and already show that that this happens during nighttime. It's a very easy way to do it. But then I can start adding lights. I usually like drawing the lights first and then choosing the layer mode later. So for a few minutes this will look quite ugly. Or maybe it'll look fine. We'll see. I'm just gonna try going about it as fast as I can. Because I really don't really like the line art of this layer. I started the comic a while back and stopped working on it, so now I can see like all the mistakes, but I don't have the time to correct them, so I don't care about it looking too pretty. Okay, there's no way light arrives there. Because that's the main light source. Underneath you can add an airbrush, some more stuff. Then I'm going to raise the areas where the light doesn't reach. I'll choose a light mode for this. Probably hard light. No. Oh, that's a really weird light mode. It looks very cool, but it's not what I need. Vivid light is fine. Then I think we got some blur in this layer. Or maybe not blur, but we'll try to smooth out some edges. Yeah, that's enough. I was gonna choose a light mode for this layer. I could just keep it on normal, it looks fine. Yeah, I'll just keep it on normal. And then I got a shade. I'm just going to treat it as like a gradient to make it easier for me. Okay, that's already, yeah, it's good enough. I don't think I'll add anything else here. So also I gotta add the shadow that goes behind them. So if that's coming from there, shadow probably be yeah, it looks incredibly bad. I actually need to think about the shading here. So I think I will take a quick 5 minute break in 6 minutes. I think blurring it will just make it uglier, but I can try. Yeah, I prefer it sharp, even though the shapes don't make any sense. I think actually maybe the shadows should be long, because the light's coming like that, and I think the shadows might actually have to go kind of like that. I think that looks good enough. I could add some of the effects of the magic. Doing. Just need to duplicate these two layers and bring it up here. Okay, I think that's enough for this page. So I will take my rake and then I'll figure out what I'll be working on next, because I think the comic is don't have to do the text, but I will do that off stream. So I could work on this animation after the break. I could work on this other animation. Uh, or I could try to work on this some more, but I don't have any ideas right now for this one, so maybe not. But I'll take my break. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm back, everyone. So, I've decided that I'm gonna work on this animation. So, as you can see here, she is I have no idea what the name of the move is called. I don't know fencing. But yeah, she's doing fencing. There's a bit of perspective going on. I feel like the first frame maybe should be a bit smaller, but I want to add in-betweens. And that looks wrong. I'm gonna add in-betweens and some movements at the start and at the end of the animation. So first I'm going to add a movement here. That is basically the movement before the action. So if you like an animation to show a movement better, usually add a movement before. So if she goes forward, she goes a bit back before. I don't know what the technical name for that is, but it's a good thing to add. It makes the movements look more real. I am not good at making the movement though, so we'll see how it turns out. I think she would put more weight on the back leg in this movement. So I'm going to put this a bit straighter. Nope, that's bad. Well, maybe this frame also should go after this one. So if anybody has any questions, you can just type them in chat. Okay, that's decent enough. And instead of holding it, I'm gonna add an in-between. So I will move this, make it bigger, and move it a bit here. Because now in this scene, I'm going to start folding, moving her legs. It won't be an extreme movement, because this will be just the start, just an in-between frame. So if anybody has any questions, you can just type them in chat. Hmm. I do not like this. Let's really try to change this movement. My lack of animation knowledge is showing right now, cause I don't know what to do to make this movement look more believable. So if anybody has any questions, you can just type them in chat. So I'm trying to add interest to this frame. So if anybody has just joined the live, if you have any questions, you can just type them in chat. I think that looks better now. If anybody has any questions, you can just type them in chat. Cloudy! Hello, Cloudy. I didn't see your message. I'm working on this animation today. But first, I was working on something else. I'll show you. This is what I was working on earlier on the live today. Thanks. I've been having lots of fun with this drawing, but right now I don't have any inspiration for the background, so I decided to stop for the day on this drawing. So I decided to start working on the animation. But I'm struggling because I have no idea how to animate. So I'm just trying to add frames and poses and stuff, hoping that it looks good. What's animation for? It's just practice. She is, but the character is, she is my tiefling, the other tiefling character I have, the sister of the character I was drawing before. So I have a drawing of her. That's the same character, this one here. It's not the animation, yeah. Struggling. Uh, my stubborn mind, every time I try to learn something, decides that I shouldn't start with the fundamentals. I should start with hard animation and hard movements. Like, I don't think I've ever even animated a cube spinning around, or even a normal walk cycle. I just start trying to do this. Not a very smart thing, and that's why it takes me 10 times the time. Pretty neat for your start. Thanks. I do really like animating. Just don't do it often or practice much. But right now, I want to start practicing more. Oh, that's way better. Okay, that works now. So I think now I'm just going to start detailing the frames some more, making them pretty. Got exams. I'ma watch you art while I study. Oh, I have exams. Well, I hope you pass with good grades. I'm not sure what exams you're doing, but whatever exams they are, I hope you ace them. So right now I'm uh just trying to detail her body a bit, make it more realistic. Maybe even change the proportions a bit. Of this frame I really have to fix, but I can do it. So this is like an exaggeration of the movement. So this is a starting pose, then the character goes back and gets ready to jump forward. I'm not good at making these frames, but I can only try. There's one way to learn, and that is trying. Oh, I have an idea. If this works, it will look cool, really cool. I can make it here that she's on her tippy toes, like getting energy, like getting ready for the movement even more, like ready to jump forward. But I don't think that'll work because in the next pose the foot is still there. No. Oh, I really thought that could work. I recently started watching Frieren. I think it's a very cool anime. I really love the animation, so uh, probably this month I'll do an exercise trying to copy uh, one of the scenes. I'll do that on Clip Studio Paint since I just got it yesterday. But I've been going crazy trying to learn how it works. So the head is a bit small here, so I'll get a proportion. Yeah, it's good proportion. So now I can work on this second frame of the sword. This foot is too small, so given the perspective, it should be bigger. So I'm gonna flip the canvas. An important thing to do in drawing to check if there are any errors. Yeah, I think I can improve something, but those are the things you notice after leaving the drawing for a few hours. Like, once you stop drawing, once you stop working on a piece and leave it for maybe a day, and then you come back, you can see lots of mistakes and everything because your eye has already kind of forgotten it. So you see it as if you've seen it for the first time. So I'm just trying to get some of the basic facial features in. I don't want to go too detailed because if there are any mistakes, I just want to be able to quickly change them without losing much progress. And maybe this is a bit too loose. No, I think it's fine. But it is a bit small. I'm not sure if the head movement right here is accurate. It's good enough for now. I can always check later. This is another very hard pose. I should probably pull up a reference, but I don't have one for this movement. Not that frame. This is extremely ugly. Wow. What is going on with me today? I can't draw. Okay, so trying to fix her legs here. I feel like the perspective is making this a lot harder. I think I should just follow the starting sketch I did. Looks better. Oh well, you can't even see that frame. Well, that's also a great thing about animation that makes it a bit easier. Even if you draw something ugly, it will be unseen for so little that nobody will notice it. I literally have to lower the frame rate. I have lowered the frame rate, I have halved it, and I still can't see it. So that makes my life easier. You can't see the mistakes. But if I do make it a little bit nicer, it will be better. So I will try. So if anybody has any questions, you can just type them in chat about the animation process, just me as a streamer, or anything, except Cloudy. Cloudy, you must study. I don't want you to get distracted watching my stream. If any other viewer has any questions, you can just type them in chat. blade curves the other way. Just notice that. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. At least better than before. Gonna work on this frame next. Doesn't seem particularly hard frame. On this frame, she starts extending her leg. She has started jumping forward. I could have probably also add smudge frames. And if you don't know what smudge frames are I can show you an example, are frames in an animation that are made to make the movements look smoother without having an entire frame, and they do that by smudging the face, the body part that's moving, whatever's moving. You can see it here. I've done it. Here, this is a smudge frame. It looks extremely ugly, but when you're watching an animation, it looks like it fits in, because this single frame covers this movement where the eyes are at this height, and also covers the movement or the height at this height. So it just looks like a very smooth movement. It goes like this. So you have two smudge frames. And you can see that they look quite good together. I'll just show the entire animation. I might try to make the movement faster because it still looks a bit slow. But I'll go back to working on this drawing, on this other animation right now. So I might have to lock the reference for the movement here, because there is no sword for 2 frames, and I have no idea what the sword movement would be. So that's the last frame. Had to guess, I guess they'll go. If I had to guess, I would say that the sword goes there. And it's pretty front facing. Maybe it doesn't go as high. I feel like if I move it like this, it would actually look like she's stabbing more and not slashing. Because right now it kind of looks like she's slashing, but she's supposed to be stabbing. Beauty of animation. All the frames can be. Most of the frames can be ugly. It's good if you've got it as. Oh, I can't speak today. As long as you've got a few good frames. So forgot to add the hair on a few of these frames. Even here, there should be some hair. So right now I'm trying to animate some snippets of her hair. I think this looks good enough. Not particularly pretty, but it conveys the idea. And also, I will have to add the tail, so I might as well do that now. So I have to decide what position the tail should be in the last frame. Maybe I should put like straight forward pointing like this. Or maybe it should be more like, or I think that's the coolest. I wanted to bounce the pose. So I really can't think of a position for the tail. I think this looks good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna add the tail to all the layers. I'm gonna try and get an idea for the movement. Where would the tail be in this first frame? I'm trying to figure out where to have the tail. Hmm. So let's see. Time is it? It's 1:30, so I'll take my next 5 minute break. So see you in 5 minutes. Hello, I'm back again. No, stream won't last too much after this, another half an hour probably. So let's check out animation again. I'm animating on a very random number of FPS. I'm animating on 14 frames per second. The industry standard is 24. I don't feel like animating on 24. I'm also not quite sure why I'm animating on this FPS. So if anybody has just joined the live, if you have any questions about my process animating or what I'm animating, who's this character or anything of the sorts, you can just leave it in chat. Feel like I can extend the tail, add some more movement to it, make it feel like a bit alive. Okay, maybe this tail like this is a bit too big, but the concept works. Okay, so I think this is interesting. I think it looks good. I think it looks interesting. That it does. Tail is too long in this frame. Okay, I think that's enough. I don't really have anything else to do. I'm gonna work on this frame. Well, that's it for today then, after this. So after I finish this frame, I'll end the live. Yep, this is good. That was a fun live, everybody. Now we're gonna raid someone. And I know exactly who to raid. So let's do raid. Okay, let's do a raid. A one-person raid. Two-person raid. Let somebody join my stream. Three-person raid. Huh. Well, let's do the raid.